Hello, everybody. It's me, Boju. It's yet again been another 3 months, like it is between basically every single one of my uploads at this point. We're not gonna talk about that, but anyway. So today we are continuing the level, the content review series, the ETW playthrough that was eventually scrapped and just became this content review highlights type of series, but I kind of like it, so I'm continuing it. Anyway, so today it's the level 50 to 70 content review. I asked you guys if it's okay if I combine both the 50 to 60 and the 60 to 70 range together in one video, just because I got so much footage while recording this. I did this during a double XP weekend, so that is why. Alright, so straight away in the video, getting into the first boss. So, Virus Doctor, this level 55 boss definitely makes me remember that you can't be spamming as many spells as you can when you are using an endgame build. So basically, what Virus Doctor does, it's got a bunch of minions and a bunch of really annoying hit scan projectile attacks and some spells that it spams at you. The name of the game in this fight is absolutely strafing the boss, because you want to first of all avoid the projectiles it shoots. And in addition, it's got two different spell combos that you want to watch out for. So it's got Arrow Storm and it's also got Explosion. The Explosion spell combo is signaled by two charges into the explosion. So if you know a charge is coming, if you see a charge coming, you know there's going to be explosion. Don't go near it when that happens. And also Arrow Storm, if it does a push spell, that means it's going to do Arrow Storm next. And if you see a push spell, yet again, don't go near it. And also make sure to strafe it. So basically, if you see any particles coming from it, just go away, disengage. Also, there's minions around it, the locusts, the silverfish. They are mostly unkillable, and what they do is they either debuff you or then heal the boss, and sometimes also explode in your face and stuff. They're not much of a threat in my opinion, but don't let them stack up too much, because if you take too long, they're just going to end up healing it, and it's going to take forever to kill it. So the mages and shamans out here are going to have fun. But I mean, also the locusts are kind of useful because you can proc mana and lifesteal off them. So for example, my build has 11, 11 mana steal and a bunch of lifesteal. It did a bit of trolling in this fight for sure. So basically, if you want any weapon recommendations, any of the meta legendaries in the level 50 range do well, I would say. But more specifically, anything with lifesteal, mana steal, think like Shine Suffocator, Reaper of Soul, and Rebellion. The only weapon I wouldn't maybe recommend is Infinity for archers, because pure rainbow against a mob that is rainbow defensive, or a boss that has pretty heavy rainbow defenses if I recall, probably not the greatest idea. Yeah, everybody. So now that I'm level 57, or well, 59, thanks to the double XP weekend, we don't talk about that. I've got another build that I've kind of updated my build. So to go over, I'm right now using Locrian. Locrian is an incredibly broken dagger at its level. Honestly, I would argue it's even better than Hasher Claw at level 40. It's that freaking good. And in addition, I'm using double rarity. Once I finish Groupward's quest, I will definitely switch one of my rarities to Drowy Fair, just because of the quality of life of having, one cost spin attacks. I mean, if you don't want to give up the 13% XP bonus, then you don't have to, but personally, I am gonna. For the mask, I'm using Mask of Enlightenment. You can buy this from the Iboju Village shop. Haha, Iboju Village, get it? After you complete the passage quest. It's very good. It gives you 2 mana regen, some spell damage, some water damage. Mostly you're looking at that mana regen and intelligence. It's pretty nice. Technically Venecian could be better, but at the same time Venecian has a strength requirement, which doesn't necessarily fit too well with Locrian. However, actually come to think of it, I'm gonna need strength to use actually draw a fair. Oh, okay, we don't talk about that. Maybe I'll switch back to Venecian. Anyway, Blasphemy is the chestplate. Blasphemy will probably carry me until level 66. There, I'm gonna get an upgrade to my chestplate. Some people may know which chestplate I'm referring to. Krotke, just because Krotke is Aladef Slap, and unironically at this level, defenses matter. So yeah. Also Rainbow, because Rainbow. Durham's Journey, I've been using this since level 48. It's just a very nice pair of boots. Sure, it gives a little bit of negative spell damage, but for the trade-off you get 7 intelligence and mana regen. Plus there's not a whole lot of good legendary boots at this level, not at least ones that don't have like an outrageous requirement, such as 7 League boots or Bad Wolf or whatever. So yeah, there we go. That's my build. I'm probably going to use this until level 66, and then I'm going to update my build a little. However, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll use this up. You know, I remember Selvit describing Corruptor Worlds as the baby's first super boss, and to be fair, I kind of agree. At least first time I played or fought Corruptor Worlds years ago now, I remember it being quite a challenge and a significant step up in difficulty, but gotta keep in mind at the time I hadn't done any boss alters or anything, but realistically probably new players won't be doing any either, so it is a big spike in quest boss difficulty. So basically what the fight is and why it's so challenging for new players or even for some older players depending on the class is because Corruptor Worlds is incredibly fast, runs up to you, and stun locks you if it gets up to you. But if you can crowd control it, you'll be fine. So use crowd control spells such as Ice Snake, Spin Attack, maybe Arrow Shield's knockback, or, you know, uppercut it, or whatever. Just use your character's kit well. I don't think you're going to be having much of a good time with melee unless you're like a hyper tank warrior, in which case you can just tank it. The boss has some spells, for example multi-hit, but unless you're going to be going in a hugging context with the Corruptor Worlds, I don't think you're going to be hit by the multi-hit very easily. Be careful with the pull spell as well, but it's not a huge deal in my opinion at least. The meta level 60 weapons kind of shit on this boss because a lot of them are fire or air damage weapons. So, for example, think the Exile or Babylon Scale for Assassin, or Heaven's Gate, for example, for Warrior. Shamans and mages, if I recall, have some air weapons as well that you can use. They're very good. So yeah, that's about it. There's not a whole lot to this fight once you realize how easy it is to defeat, but if you don't know how to do it, it is definitely a challenge.